doing like an iRacing.
Oh.
Yeah.
With the goggles. Oh, that would be a good one. Okay, that's good enough.
14.083. Just set your fastest lap of the session.
Alrighty, let's take a look at that. So this is going to be second lap, hot lap. You really want to build as much heat in those tires as possible. Did a bit of brake dragging around the track. Nothing like old tire choosing, but it does still raise your temps by a little bit. So anyways, going into the out lap here, or the first lap coming to second, I set up really high. And again, sound like a broken record if you watch a lot of these. Go start high, go low, make a straight line out of the exit. So once I get about halfway through the corner, I just want to get all the turn down the hill. And then I straighten my wheel out right after I get that turn down the hill as much as I can, and then just try to make it as much of a straight line as possible. Now you'll notice something funny. I never get to full throttle here. You don't really need to. But this momentum that you carry is important, but you're on the brakes right after the start-finish line. And I broke earlier compared to, so this was the last time we ran here, the last video I made. About 100th faster, but this is a lot more consistent. So I'm actually entering the corner earlier, giving up some time, braking just after the start-finish line. Just after it. About 40% to start, then you back it down to 10 to 20. And I'm trying to get a late apex-ish. Maybe instead of like, a lot of short tracks you want to get to the bottom early, but here I'm trying to really get the apex as late as possible. This is about the limit of it. I'm turning the wheel with that brake drag, and then I get to partial throttle, 50%, the moment I get to the yellow line. And I just hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, straighten out the wheel and go. Do not go more than your half, 2/3 throttle until your wheel is almost completely straightened out. You've probably heard that before if you've watched my video on short tracks. But this also goes for here. So brake, turn, turn, turn. Once you get to the yellow, partial, hold, 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 unload the wheel, raise the throttle, full throttle as you're unloading the wheel. There we go. And then going into turn 3 here, again, same idea, except we're going to apex a little tiny bit earlier. So I'm going to apex here instead of like here, kind of. Same idea though, 40% brake to start. Maybe that's 30. Back it down to 20 to 10. Get to the yellow, go partial throttle on the yellow. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Unload the wheel, raise your throttle as you're unloading the wheel, and then you can go full throttle to the start-finish line. Look at that one more time without pausing. 40% brake, back down to 20 to 10. Hold, then pick up partial throttle, hold it, hold it. Unload the wheel and raise your throttle as you're unloading the wheel, full throttle as you go straight. Pretty much the exact same concepts I've always talked about with short tracks. Now let's go see about the long run. Alright, now let's take a look at the long run. So, I have my brake bias right now at like 70. You might want to lower it for a bit for the race. But this is going to be one of those flat ARCA tracks where you don't even really need to worry too much about going full throttle. Like, I go full throttle for a little bit at a time, but it's all about just not overdriving the corner entry. You see I'm just braking early, making sure I'm rolling the bottom, getting back to partial, and just holding it, then as my wheel's straightening. If you've ever seen my video on how I drive short tracks, that's going to be copy for copy what I'm doing here. Trail braking, get on partial throttle, hold it, unload in full throttle. You do not want to go full throttle as your wheel is turned. Think of it as like a string between your wheel and your foot. The more your wheel is turned, the less your foot can be on the gas. And the less your wheel is turned, the more your foot can be on the gas. And it's just being able to take it easy, don't overdrive your entries, and just hit that bottom and then roll in full throttle. Really don't need to overcomplicate it more than that. And sometimes you're going to get loose in the middle of the corner like that. I was looking at my relative, oops. But you're going to get loose, just like I did there, when you have a combination of too much wheel and too much throttle together. So if you're starting to have a loose moment and starting to slide, make a mental note that you had too much wheel for how much throttle you had, or vice versa. And then another very important thing about these is once you have one slide, your tires will be hot. So you got to be extra careful after you do a slide, or else they're going to start compounding and you're going to build up really big heat in your rears. No need to worry about front tire wear really at these short tracks. It's all about managing those rear tires by not sliding them. And how you don't slide them is you manage your throttle so that you don't go full throttle when you have too much wheel turn. It's the #1 reason why people self-spin at these short tracks, and you see it all the time in lower splits, because they'll be going full throttle while their wheel is still turned like this, and it just doesn't work. The tires are spinning for what? For no reason. So you're not even gaining speed by going full throttle early, you're just spinning your tires. So it's all about finding that limit for you, where you can kind of get on the throttle without spinning. I slid there, I accidentally turned my wheel a little bit too much corner center, and that induced an oversteer. And you see right there, did you see how I ran that corner normal, but I still almost spun out because they're compounding heat now. So you have to like take it extra careful after you have a slidey moment, so to not do it again.
14.751.
Alright. And honestly, it's just going to be like this for the whole race. Lots of laps in this, but everyone's going to be on an even playing field, and it's just about who can keep their rear tires the coolest, because that's going to be basically everything in this. Because most of your speed is going to come from corner center, where your rear tires have to like grip up to make the corner. And if they don't have the grip, then you're going to have to slow down a lot more. But yeah, we'll check that out here. I did a few laps there. Ow. Well, let's see what our tires were at. So tires are at 90 and 98. So as long as you are not throttling up too much on the exit, you're not going to be spinning your rears and you're going to have even tire wear. That's pretty much how it goes at these slow, flat, short tracks like this. Alright, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.